Holy smokers, guys, the falling knife that is Snapchat has just hit an all-time low ever in the stock's history, guys. Also, Nvidia stock is also crashing. We're gonna look at both of their results and see what the heck is going on here. So first off, let's look at Snapchat here. So as of taking this screenshot after hours, the stock was around $11.42, down around 17% here, guys. Nvidia was also down over 6% there to 154, and we'll touch on their earnings toward the end here. If we look at Snapchat here, the lowest it had ever been at up until this time was $11.90, and now we're at about $11.50. So tomorrow should be a new all-time low for the falling knife that is Snapchat, guys. So let's really look at these results and see if these are really as bad as everything's going as far as where the stock price is going. Are things really as bad as it seems? Let's look at this here, guys. So first off, this is all has to do with the analysts and beating analyst numbers, right? So adjusted EPS loss of 16 cents for Snapchat versus 14 cents were expected there. So they missed there. Revenue came in at 181 million versus 186 million were expected by analysts. That's a miss there. Daily active users came in at 173 million versus 175 million were expected by analysts. That was a miss. And average revenue per user came in at $1.05 versus $1.07, and that was a miss, guys. So they missed completely across the board against what analysts were expected. And you miss everything across the board against what analysts have for you, and you're already a hated stock as it is. That's like doomsday for your stock in the short term. You know, I've seen this time and time again, guys, where hated companies like a Snapchat here that's already hated by Wall Street comes in and just misses everything that analysts were expecting, and that's just bad news for a stock, guys. I've seen it time and time again in my 9 years in the stock market. But let's really look at these results and say, are these really as bad as they may seem, right? So here's from Snapchat side here. So quarterly average daily active users, and that's people logging on every single day, not like once a month like some of these other platforms like to use, which who the F cares about if somebody logs in once a month. I care about people that are there every single day, right? So Q2 2016, this same quarter, right? They had 143 million daily active users. Now they have 173 million daily active users, guys. Think about that for a second. In 1 year exactly, they've managed to get 30 million more daily active users. In my life, I've lived in Nevada, where I live now. I've lived in Arizona, that's where I grew up. I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, so North Carolina, where I lived sometime. If you add up all the people that live in North Carolina, all the people that live in Arizona, and every single person that lives here in Nevada, that's still not even close to how many people have been added by Snapchat in literally the past year, guys. And here's the best part about that. Here's the best part. In North America, they've gotten 14 million more daily active users year over year. And in Europe, they've gotten 11 million new daily active users year over year. So 25 of those 30 million new daily active users have come from the best markets in the entire world as far as ad rates go and as far as the size of it. Nowhere out there is the opportunity as big as it is in North America if you're talking about ad rates for the size of the population. Nowhere. And then the second best place is Europe because of how big Europe is and the type of ad rates you can get in those markets. So I would say that's a really freaking good sign. I don't care what anybody else says. 30 million new daily active users in 1 year is ridiculous, and especially when it's 25 million of those are from North America, where ad rates are ridiculous, and where it's from Europe. I mean, it's one thing if it was some country where ad rates are super low and you're getting $1 per 1,000 clicks or whatever versus $5 or $10 in North America or Europe or something like that, guys. Let's look at these next numbers here. So now we're looking at quarterly revenue, and we see here so they did about $72 million in the same quarter last year. Now they've up to $182 million, guys. So that's well over 100%. That's somewhere around 150% increase in revenue. So we see revenue is obviously exploding with this company. I mean, daily active users, it's nice to be up 30 million, but then when revenue is starting to follow, that's when it gets real impressive. Now, if we look at this is quarterly average revenue per user, so ARPU as they call it. So this time last year, they were doing 50 cents in Q2 2016 per daily active user, or average revenues per user, excuse me. Now they're up to $1.05, and That's on a global basis. The rest of the world has come a long way. They were doing 1 cent per average revenue per user last year in the same quarter for rest of the world. Now they're doing 29 cents. So they've come a long, long way. Now let's look at cost of revenue. What I like to look at is hosting cost per daily active user. This time last year was around 55 cents. Now it is over 61 cents. So it has gone up, yes, but at the same time, look at it as a percent. What's that, a 5-10% up move as far as the hosting cost that Snapchat's paying per daily active user? But look at how much revenue is going up. Revenue is going up over 100%, 150% right now. So I'll take a 5% or 10% loss as far as, what we're spending per user versus what's coming through the door, guys. So when I look at Snapchat here, my feeling on Snapchat is just, I'm going to start probably adding shares. I say there's a high probability this will be a new stock added, probably, keyword is probably, to the September edition of 4 stocks I'm buying. Now we're talking about $11 a share. I said I would absolutely 100% buy in if it ever touched anything in the 9s. So $9.99 I would 100% buy. Right now I'm feeling very strongly like I'll start buying in, even if it's in 11s or 10s, even before it hits the 9s, just because I don't want to miss the opportunity in this one. It's hated right now. I love being in a hated company. And when you look at the actual results, when you look at what's going on the underlying business, the underlying business does not lie. 30 million new daily active users logging on every single day. Tell me that's not worth a lot of money. Tell me that's not worth a lot of money. 173 million daily active users, and the majority of those are in North America and Europe. Do you know what kind of money that's worth? Oh my gosh, there's very few platforms, websites in the world outside of Facebook that even have numbers even close to comparable to that, guys. So I'm really liking Snapchat. I'm glad I have not gotten in yet. I've told you guys that this one's a falling knife and I'm just waiting on it, and I've been just waiting, and now I think I'm just about ready to pounce, guys. So I'll keep you updated on that. Now let's go ahead and look at these Nvidia earnings here. So they went down here. Graphics chip maker Nvidia saw its stock fall more than 7% on Thursday after it reported stronger than expected earnings for the second quarter 2018 fiscal year, which ended July 31. EPS excluding certain items came in at $1.01 in earnings per share versus 70 cents were expected by analysts. Revenue came in at $2.23 billion versus $1.96 billion. So they beat on both of those. In terms of guidance, the company said it expects to generate $2.35 billion in revenue, plus or minus 2%. In the third quarter of 2018 fiscal year, analysts were expecting around $2.13 billion. So Nvidia here, it's like, how does this stock, tumble 7% when they beat on everything? When you beat on guidance, and you beat on revenue, and you beat on EPS, like what else is there to beat on? And that's the holy grail. Revenue, you beat on that, EPS, you beat on that, and guidance, you beat on that. Generally speaking, your stock will rise. Sometimes if it's one of those things where, you beat on revenue, you beat on EPS, but your guidance is weak, then maybe your stock will fall. But it's very rare a stock falls when everything's phenomenal. But then we go ahead and we look at this, guys. Nvidia is a stock that's up 181% in the past 12 months. Yes, you heard me right. 181% in the last 12 months, guys. That is a ridiculous stock move. And sometimes when you have a stock move that dramatic, sometimes it's just, there's no number perfect enough that you could report that would justify how much your stock has gone up. And Nvidia is a stock that everybody's just betting on the future, and it's such a loved stock by Wall Street right now. Like, everybody just loves this stock. This is just a lover boy stock right now. It's the exact opposite of Snapchat. Snapchat's so hated by Wall Street. Nvidia right now is, the darling that could do no wrong. Now, who knows, 12 months from now, Wall Street could change its mind, and all of a sudden it could become, the next Snapchat or something. But right now, everyone loves this stock. But still, when you're up 181% in the past year, sometimes it just doesn't matter what you report. Your stock's probably going to go down just because you're priced to absolute perfection. When you got 181% gain in your stock, everything needs to be freaking so amazingly perfect, so ridiculously beating everybody's numbers that it's almost unrealistic at a certain point, guys. So that's what we got going on there. Snapchat, Nvidia. Let me know if you guys are investing in either one of those. I would love to hear from you guys in that comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about the earnings in general. Are you planning on buying either one of these stocks, or do you not believe in them? Those kinds of things. Obviously, Snapchat, a lot of people don't believe in it, and a lot of people haven't even really looked into it. And I'm talking about spent days or weeks really looking into it. reading annual reports. A lot of people just are lazy and they just want to throw a, an idea. Oh, I hate that because I don't understand it because I spent an hour on it or whatever. Like a lot of people are like that. But I would love to know from you guys that have really spent real time in it, like hard work time, like reading 10Ks and reading 10Qs on Snapchat. Like, what's your opinion on the company? I'd love to hear that in that comment section. If you just came across this channel, you may want to subscribe. We talk personal finance in the channel. We talk entrepreneurship. I'm an actual business owner. I give away so many business tips. We talk stock market investing more than anything. Check out my stock market strategy book. It is linked in that description. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.